Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Late Night Enforcers. Tonight on episode 15, we're going to talk about E3, our hopes and our dreams. With me always is Ryan, Sleek Stealthy 85, and you know me, I'm Ian Fiend 75002. Tonight, we're going to talk about some stuff, and I forgot to mute the thing. I need to get over there real quick. It hasn't started.
We do this every time. Hurry up, get over to the other screen and mute the thing, get it done. What's up, everybody? Name's Ryan. If you've watched us before, you already know who I am and what I'm about. If you haven't, well, I'm about making sure that Ian gets off his high horse and remembers he is not the best thing that comes to gaming every day.
Go fuck yourself.
You
right
love
in the ass.
You love me. You love me.
Whatever. Pating, I heard that.
Yeah, I sent the link to some people and they're letting me know I have to keep the volume on the phone for whenever I get called in to go help out with the kids. So, So how you been, dude? We don't normally do these live ones back to back like this, but we had a special request, and E3 is coming up, so we figured we'd go ahead and do this one.
Yeah, it's right around the corner. I'm super jazzed. I'm actually taking Monday off. For one, I've got my son next week for one of the 2 weeks of vacation that I've got him during the summer. So I wanted to at least get one day with him this week. The week in July, I'm going to be taking with him. I'm going to be off that entire week, and we're going to go up to Oklahoma and visit the grandparents' new place. So Monday, I'm going to take the day off. I'm going to be sitting on my couch with my laptop, my headphones on, because last thing I want is a slipped up motherfucker to slide into the Xbox press conference and my son hear it. Not that he hasn't heard it before. I've said it before by mistake in front of him and be like, all right, Dad did a bad. Don't ever repeat that.
Yeah, but he's at that age where you don't want to allow it to be consistently emphasized.
Mm-hmm.
No, mine is at that age where it's cute and it's funny. She doesn't know what she's saying and she's actually trying to say other words. Like when she says frog, it comes out as fuck, just straight out.
Yeah.
But if you ask her what she said, she'll keep saying it, but then she'll go ribbit to make sure you know what she's doing. So, but yeah, man, I'm jazzed about E3 as far as let's take a look at what the next year is going to bring us in terms of gaming. I'm not. Based on the list of games, and we'll get into deeper detail, based on the list of games I was looking at, we'll see. I'm honestly more jazzed about some things that aren't going to be released for E3 this year but should be released physically for purchase next year. There's already enough rumors about the consoles coming out, but that's what I'm most jazzed about.
Yeah, and just to kind of get this out there right away, not only are we going to be talking about the games that haven't been announced, that we're hoping will be announced, we're also going to touch base on the games that have been announced this week, such as like Watch Dogs 2, Injustice 2, things along those lines. We're going to touch on everything that we're interested in, and this is basically an opinion thing. We're not trying to tell you that you need to have the same opinion as we do, but we are awesome, cool-ass motherfuckers. So you might as well start thinking like us. I'm just saying.
You might as well agree with what we say because
we're trendsetters. Yeah, we're trendsetters.
No, okay.
All right. Well,
since what are you drinking? That looks different.
I was just about to say, since the chat's not very active, let's go ahead and get into what we're drinking. So this right here, this is an unfiltered wheat beer. Let me grab the bottle here in a second. I'm just kind of showing it off in my cool-ass Deathstroke glass.
I actually did that glass. I wish they do it with Red Hood.
You know what? I looked for one last time. I'll keep an eye out for it. There's just a quick plug for, all the people that did the glass, whatever. I don't want free glassware. I want free glassware. Haters here. What's up, dude? So what this is it is, what was the name of it? New Belgium is the name of the brewery. The beer is called Mothership Wit. It is a wheat beer brewed with spices. You want me to tell you more about it? I could read the label. Let's see. Mother Wit elevates the zesty wit or white beer of Belgium made with the wheat malt. Oh shit, I should not do this without my glasses on. You know what? It's a wheat beer. It's citrusy. It's delicious. It's less filtered than most other beers, which is the reason why you've got that weird kind of cloudy look. It's not condensation, So, I mean, there is condensation, but it's not. That's not why it looks frosted or anything along those lines. It's delicious. I actually like it. I bought like a case of New Belgium's like Try-Me type stuff. There were
Right.
4 of these, so that's what I'm going to be drinking on tonight. And there were 2 of a bunch of their other ones, including this one that's like a light ale infusion with watermelon. That's actually pretty good.
How would you compare, to go a little bit more mainstream? How would you compare what you're currently drinking to, say, Blue Moon?
Man, that's a good question. Blue
That's like
Moon,
the biggest Belgian white citrusy beer
that
that's out.
yeah, that most people know about. So really, it's a little bit more citrusy. It has, I want to say, it's got more flavor. It doesn't sit as heavy, but that's because with Blue Moon being one of the big ones, I'm fairly certain that there's some adjunct that's in their stuff which can make you feel full when you're not drinking that much. The craft beers usually don't use a lot of that bullshit, and you end up being able to drink more of it. Now, granted, most craft beers are higher alcohol content, so you really can't end up drinking more, but you don't feel as fucking full.
Nice. Okay. I actually may see if I can try that at some point. See if you can't source me a bottle, and next time you swing by, maybe when we do the Slender stream or whatever, I'll drink one then.
Yeah. And then I'll be drinking whiskey that night.
Yeah, that's what we can do. I'll drink craft beer, you drink whiskey, and we'll flip the script.
Mm.
Okay, so my turn. Yay. So bottle number 5 of the whiskey of the month item. I'll put it up here. It is called Johnny Smoking Gun, and I'll try to keep it away from the light as much as possible.
Johnny's.
It is distilled and bottled in Detroit. 43.5%, 87 proof. It's a Badlands whiskey. Yeah, Johnny Smoking Gun 87 is what it's got there. I didn't even notice that they've got numbers on each side because it's an octagonal type bottle. There's a lot of words on the back. I'm not going to read all of them. The 2 James story. Yeah, it's another grain whiskey. It's signed, actually, interestingly enough. Let me see if I can get that to where you can see it. It's signed there at the bottom by the bottler, and it's got the batch number, batch 16/3. So I think that's cool. You don't get a lot of that in like mass-produced whiskeys and stuff. You don't get that personal touch.
I wonder if that means bottle 16 out of barrel 3?
Might be barrel 3, batch 3, maybe of the month. I don't know.
Yeah.
I know that mouth.com, when they pick these whiskeys that they send to me, they pick them. They advertise that they pick them at the peak of their freshness, like very quickly, so that they're not that they're keeping them from being aged, but the expectation is as soon as they're bottled, they're picked.
Yeah.
So to
Ooh, I heard that one.
did you get it? Okay.
Yeah, that was nice.
I got it close to the mic. This one smells like it's gonna hurt a little bit. It smells smooth, almost like it's got a caramel flavor to it, like a sweetness. But it still smells like it's got that fire that whiskey has. It's got that fire.
Well, you're not going to pour it directly in your vagina, so don't worry about the pain.
That's true. That's true. I like to keep that stuff out of the no place. I've already got it sitting here in my little whiskey glass with the ice ball, so we're going to take a little sip on it, see what it's like. That's not bad. It is a little bit sweet. And it's thin. It's very thin.
So it doesn't have that hurt that you were thinking it was going to have?
No, it doesn't. And I'll probably finish this glass and go back to one of the other bottles, to be honest. It's not horrible, but out of what I've received, this is probably my least favorite.
Ooh.
It's not bad. It can be. I mean, it's not like it can't be drunk. It's gonna get drunk. It's gonna happen. Um, but I feel like maybe I don't know. Maybe it needs to be neat and not on the rocks.
Well, there you go. Maybe
Maybe
by the end of the night, take a little shot with an empty glass.
Maybe here in a little while, I'll go get a different glass and just have one neat. See how that goes. So yeah.
So real quick, so Hater wanted to chime in on this, and he's letting us all know that it's, he's drinking an Angry Orchard Summer Honey, which I'm assuming is a cider. I'm not going to knock you for it, Hater, but don't ever admit to drinking ciders. No. And then, let's see, Trapland showed up. What is up, dude? Were you at the last
been a while.
one?
It's been like 3 weeks. This is like the fastest we've ever done a turnaround on a live broadcast.
Has it only been 3 weeks? Shit,
Yeah.
I was thinking we were doing this like ba-bam, but I guess not.
It's been, we pushed it in, it was supposed to be last week. We pushed it into this week because Hater, having made that request, he had a couple of issues. And, we wanted to make sure that the request was honored. So we made sure he could participate during the whole thing. Last week would have been 2 weeks. Traditionally, we do the live broadcast once a month, and in between, we do the record one. So the next one we do will be recorded. This one, yeah, well, I can understand how that would be long for you, brother. But we're still streaming games and uploading that content too at the same time, so it's all good. Okay, so let's first. What I first want to delve into is what are we not? Let's get into what are we not excited about, unless you feel that's going to be a longer discussion, and then we can flip it. What do you want to do?
No, well, let's go ahead and hit on the stuff that we're not excited about, because, I mean, the only things that we could really talk about that we're not excited about is stuff that is either going to be PlayStation or computer-based only, or is stuff that's an annualized franchise. Like, if I could start, I could give two shits or a fuck about Call of Duty.
Yeah,
I don't care.
Call of Duty shouldn't be on the list anymore.
No. In fact, it's one of these things where it gets announced, like a month or so before E3. Then they show off some shit at E3. It's like, all right, cool. I mean, they've gone so far away from the stuff that you and I used to play with, the Modern Warfare, the Black Ops, Ghost. I mean, Ghost was even kind of getting a little space agey in there, but when you got into Advanced Warfare, which, I mean, it was interesting. It was a nice what's the term I'm looking for when you don't do the norm? We'll just call it that. It was a nice one of those
nice departure
from the norm. There we go. But we do need to get back to the more grounded shit. But this year's is going to be like space battles going from planet to planet. I'm not going to lie. I may actually buy it when it's like super fucking cheap, just because I'd like to see how they handle space battle. But other than that, and I don't even know for certain if you're going to be able to fly the ship like in Halo Reach or anything like that, but it looks like that part could be fun. But I'm usually, what you get into Call of Duty for is the multiplayer, and I haven't had any interest in the multiplayer since you and I played a couple of rounds on Advanced Warfare. Like, I played a lot with my old Call of Duty crew, Cobra Kai, but then it just died out. It just slowly stopped. I mean, one of the guys, I only play with one of the other guys from the crew anymore, Raw. And nowadays we're usually playing Rocket League or Trials Fusion, just because it's something stupid to do. But so that's like number one that's not on my list. I can't really think of any more that I know of that I don't really care about.
Yeah, that's the big one that I wish would stop. At least take a year off from a release. The annual releases are getting annoying with COD. They need to go back and look at the franchise and say, when was our most successful time period? Well, we know when that was. How do we recreate that without constantly ripping off Titanfall?
Yeah.
So the preview that I saw, you don't know if that's a cutscene only or if that's gameplay. And I like that in today's day and age, the graphics are getting so good to where gameplay and cutscene are almost interchangeable. You can't really tell.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that if you could actually pilot the spaceship, that would be cool. But it's still not a big seller for me. I'm not going to buy it at full price. If it drops to 30 or below, I'll think about it.
That sounds like me with Evolve.
Yeah. Yeah.
I heard you bite back that fuck you. I know that you were trying not to say it. Yes, I'm going to bring that up every opportunity I get a chance at.
I know you are. I know you are. Other than that, I've got the list up on my phone.
Hold on real quick, because before we lose this, Trapland asked if we wanted to share our opinions on VR. That is actually something that I do want to touch on, and I may be jumping the list here, but I want to go ahead and hit on this. There are rumors that Oculus and Microsoft are going to make a venture, a joint. They're gonna fuck. Microsoft and Oculus are gonna fuck. They're gonna just get down in there and just get nasty with it. But I'm excited about the possibility of it, because I was actually for the longest time, for the past few months, I've been on the fence about buying a PlayStation 4 just so that I could have a system in the house and ready to go when PSVR, I'm going to keep calling it Morpheus, when Morpheus comes out, because I wanted to get in on that. But a buddy of mine recently told me, don't bother buying the current PlayStation 4, because the faster PlayStation 4 that's going to come out will run Morpheus better.
The Neo?
Yeah, the Neo. Now, I'm sure the same is going to be said for Scorpio. The Xbox, the upgraded Xbox that's coming out, but I'm more inclined to get an upgraded Xbox, especially if Microsoft does the right thing and gives out some type of early adopter type thing where you could sign up and send them your current Xbox along with a couple of $100 and get the Scorpio, or send them the couple of $100. They send you the Scorpio, and then you have to send them your old Xbox, or they hit your credit card or something for the remainder balance, so that they get that system back, so that they can refurbish it, do whatever they want to it, and you get the upgraded system at basically a discounted price because you're an early adopter. Fuck, I bought the damn thing on day one. I bought a $500 Xbox with Kinect, so I would really like just a gentle handy, just a slight gentle handy when it comes to this new system.
A little bit of lube, have some tissues there, take care of you.
You know what?
I paid $350 for my Xbox One with 2 games, no Kinect, but that was also, it had been out for at minimum 8 months almost before I picked mine up, because I was waiting, right? I wanted to wait for the price drop. I was still playing through games on my 360 with people. And then what really did it was that I wanted to be able to play with people for Destiny, and I wanted to play Unity. So when Assassin's Creed Unity came out, that deal came out yet. For virtual reality and VR type things, I'm down. I've been wanting consoles to get to this level of technology for a while, where you don't have to go find an arena and pay a stupid amount of money for a 3-hour session, whatever the case may be. I mean, my garage is pretty much set up to where if I get the PlayStation 4 Neo and the Xbox One Scorpio and I run whatever, I want to be able to run virtual reality if I want to. And that'd be fucking sweet.
Yeah. Well, now, as far as I'm aware, none of them are going to do what the Vive does, which is where you have to have a room set up. Now, real quick, I want to hit on what Hater's saying, where he's like, you want to pay 100 or 1K for an Xbox? Awesome. I got beachfront property in Kansas. Go fuck yourself a little bit. I'm not talking about being an early adopter to the Oculus joint, and I'm not talking about being an early adopter to this upres or upgrade, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I'm not going to do that unless they give the gentle handy, because again, I dropped $500 on the fucking thing and it's now down to $299, so it's $300, and it's been what, 3 years?
I don't think either system is going to go for more than $600 to include, and that's, I mean, there were rumors that the PlayStation 4 Neo was going to go for $399. I'm willing to bet it's probably going to hit $450 with a bump to $550 with all the equipment for VR. And that's if they all release same time. Now, Microsoft is dropping a slimmer Xbox One this year. Rumor is August, and that should be announced at E3. The Scorpio isn't technically announced for E3, but it's set to come out in 2017. And they're just reading up on some specs. They're targeting like 6 teraflops for power output to be able to get a higher resolution rate, because they're tired of PlayStation constantly beating them. But with that, I don't even see Microsoft charging $1,000 for all that. I don't think they're that stupid. I think if anything, they would probably go to 650 to include everything. And then there's of course the pre-order bonuses where if you pre-order X percentage, you'll get it at a discount or whatever. That shit'll happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think $1,000 is reaching, Hater. I think you're just doing it because you're a PC master race fuck.
No, I'm gonna have to side with Hater when it comes to the price point, because if they do a box that comes with the Scorpio and the Oculus, you're probably going to be up there, because right now Oculus is running for what, about 5 or 6, if I'm not mistaken. It might even be higher than that. Excuse me, it's not something that I've been looking into because I don't have a PC that runs it. Hell, fuck, the PC that I got won't stay on long enough for me to play a whole game session. So it's kind of one of these things where even if I did have the hardware in there to be able to do it, I don't think I have the cooling mechanism to be able to keep it on long enough. But
they're not going to take the standalone prices of the original Xbox One system and what Oculus would run now and just say,
yeah, no, you're absolutely right.
It's going to be a combined price. So I would say, I'll retract and I'll say worst case 700. And to be honest, $700 for a 4 times faster Xbox One with VR and VR capability and a 4K resolution playout rate.
That's not horrible.
It's not that bad. It's not that bad.
But then again, I do kind of also want to base that around looking at what is the base model Scorpio that's sold to your general, man, I hate to say it like this, low income. Yeah, Gen Pop. Okay. Not the people that want to get into VR at least right out the bat. Maybe the people that'll buy VR later when it goes on a price drop, or when it goes the same way as the Wii U, because that could happen. I want to see the Scorpio come out at a fair price. Xbox shot themselves in the foot because of their price and other things that they said during the beginning. But, they need this time around, this kind of second launch, they need to be on point with like close-ish to the price range that they're at, even maybe taking a bit of a loss because they are behind in this race between the two.
Oh, no doubt about it. But I definitely think what we do is just to kind of hold on. Traplight said something. I think that the mobile gaming is going to pop off soon because they already have VR for the Galaxy S7s and so on. So my take, I hate mobile gaming. I'm not one of those guys that wants to ever get into it. I think that it's nice that we have these fun little devices that we live on. I don't think you can truly sit here and sit on a device this big, or maybe a little bigger if you got a Galaxy S7 or a Note, and have a true connection gaming experience on an action adventure game. On a shooter, maybe, yeah, you could play it probably more so on a driving game, definitely. But I despise mobile gaming in of itself. I don't play them. I think they're stupid.
I agree. I mean, the only thing that I have on my phone, and I want to do that same reflection thing where it's very meta. The only thing that I have on my phone is actually like puzzle games, and that's only for like times when I'm on the shitter and I'm caught up on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram because I don't Snapchat. I guess I should get Snapchat. Maybe
I mean, all the kids are doing Snapchat nowadays.
Yeah, as I
it's
definitely point at my gray patch.
That's your cum spot?
I'm gonna fucking kill you. I mean, granted, I understand that my little BB gun ain't gonna do fucking shit against your. Yeah, go fuck yourself. This ain't gonna do shit. It'll leave a whelp. I'll give you a whelp. That's what I'll do.
So to get back into, hold on. Now hear this. There's an app on Android where you can play PS4 on your phone. Okay.
The way.
Why?
We're Xbox guys. The only reason why we were talking about PlayStation a second ago is just because we were talking about VR. Neither of us owns a PlayStation, so it's kind of that's great.
We get the fun controllers and stuff. Oh, speaking of controllers, the Scorpio and the new slimmer Xbox One coming out this year is supposed to have a new revamped controller that they're going to unveil at E3. Yeah. I haven't seen any images on it, so let me know what it looks like and what the specs are on it.
So it's been rumored that it's going to take a lot of stuff from the Pro controller. Like they're thinking that it's going to be able to set the the pull ratio on the triggers, and you may have some other aspects like that. But
Probably going to be paddles instead of the sticks.
You're not going to have the paddles.
Really?
Yeah, no, that's too much. If they did that, then you just might as well pack in a fucking Elite controller.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if they sold Elite controllers with the Scorpio.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was an option as well, but
Or like to make it, I wouldn't be surprised they made it a requirement. That's very Microsoft.
Yeah, but when you're trying to hit Gen Pop with a bunch of like your pseudo casual games too, you don't want to give them a controller that, like, I remember, and this is me dating myself, I remember going from the original NES controller with like 2 fucking buttons to the Super Nintendo controller that had like 6 fucking buttons. I was like, what am I going to do with all these fucking buttons? And now I don't know. Did we double that? No, we added 2 more to it and then sticks. So, I mean, put it in the hands of some person my age that hasn't been gaming as long as I have, or someone slightly older than me, they're going to fucking flip the fuck out of it. What are these fucking little, I'm going to pull these off. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll just have to wait and see what happens there. Let's get back on track. Oh, no. Yeah. Okay. Look. All right.
Here we go, because I knew this was going to come up anyway.
Trapland, buddy, I like you. I really do. You're a nice guy. Okay? I'm assuming you're a guy. I always do that. I generalize. You're a nice person. But I swear to God, the next motherfucker that says Red Dead Redemption 2 is going to get dropped, all right? Red Dead Revolver was part 1. Red Dead Redemption was part 2. So let's just agree to call it Red Dead 3, and we'll go that's my ring finger. And we'll go that route. Okay? What did you say?
You should have started with your thumb.
I didn't want to flip him off, like I said. I think he's a nice guy. I hope they announce Red Dead Redemption. I hope they announce Red Dead 3 at E3, because I've been waiting for years. I've been waiting for that for 2, as well. And what I'd like for them to do is at first be like, you know what? Everybody wanted it. We kind of accidentally slipped it up. Red Dead Redemption is now backwards compatible on your Xbox 360, along with they're going to put out a PC port.
Okay, we'll call it 3. See, this is why we like you.
Yeah, see, you agree with me, not like the other guys. Fucking assholes. But and then turn around and follow it up with, now here's Red Dead Revenge, Retribution, Roulette. I don't know other R words. Roundabout
R words. Yay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't played any of them. So.
You need to.
Are we breaking up? Are we breaking? Is this the end of the Late Night Enforcers?
This is it. This and that pallet of Bud Light that showed up at my front door. This is fucking it. We're done.
Natty Light. It was Natty Light.
Was it Natty Light? I didn't know, because I told the guy to keep it.
You can blame Jerry from the Super Barley Brothers for that one.
Yeah. Well, so you need to, because in my opinion, the Red Dead game, the Red Dead Redemption was the best game from the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 generation. It was better than Grand Theft Auto 4. It was man. As far as, I mean, other games did a lot of more innovative stuff, but I think Red Dead Redemption was still one of those games that when I stopped playing it, it was because, holy fuck, look at the time. When I was out from the house, it was like all I want to do is get back and fucking shoot stupid shit and ride on a horse and be John Marston. Not only was it the gameplay and the story, that voice actor, holy shit, was he amazing. And it's so fucking defeating that he will not do another game ever again. That guy stopped after that game. If you want to kind of see what it was all about, look up, not right now, but look up on YouTube. It was a Polygon video. What was it? Finding John Marston, where they actually go and find the guy that did the voice, and he's like living in Idaho or some shit, just doing random jobs to make ends meet. It's kind of eye-opening to like someone like me that would like to get into doing voice acting, and also being like, man, they must not have been paying him that much or didn't treat him that well, which that gets into a whole nother subject about the voice actors, the voice actor guild wanting to go on strike if shit goes haywire. But yes, I mean, I agree.
I've heard about that. I fucking heard about that shit.
That was like last year or 2 years ago. Apparently, things haven't gotten bad to where they needed to do it. But
Yeah.
can you imagine with the voice talent that we have nowadays going back to the style of voice talent we had on the PlayStation 2?
Oh.
That would be horrible, especially like that guy that did Dante in the original Devil May Cry. I was the one to fill your dark soul with light.
No.
God, that was fucking atrocious.
So before we jump and get back on track with games, thank you, Trapland, for derailing us a lot. I like it. We enjoy it. I did find the little paper I got for the whiskey stuff, and what I wanted to do is show you guys the recommended drink that they say to use for this one. I'm going to put it right here.
Pull it back.
I'm going to bring it back so it'll focus.
A smoky sour.
Yes. It's called a smoky sour, and I'm going to take it off and now I'm going to read it. 1 ounce of whiskey, 0.75 ounce freshly squeezed lemon juice, ½ ounce of Pak Pak Sam pineapple drinking vinegar. Okay. A half of an egg white.
Oh, that sounds like it's right up your fucking alley.
3 dashes of mole bitters. So, and they recommend mole bitters from Wiggle Whiskey. So.
Oh, wait, what was the second one again? The second ingredient?
0.75 ounces of freshly squeezed lemon juice.
Okay, what was the third one? There was something that was really weird in there.
½ ounce Pak Pak Sam pineapple drinking vinegar.
That was it.
Yeah.
Drinking vinegar.
Yeah.
That. Yeah.
Because when you want to clean the mouth out, you get some pineapple drinking vinegar.
Pineapple drinking?
Shut up.
Yeah. You know, fun fact for all the gentlemen out there watching this. Pineapple juice, if you drink it straight on a regular basis, makes your semen taste like, I don't know what it tastes like. I've never tasted semen that's been, but I hear it's. I hear it's pretty good. It doesn't taste as gross. So, guys, start chugging that pineapple juice. That's a PSA for your D. Yeah. Yeah.
Pro tip from Fiend75002 right here on the Late Night Enforcers. Breaking news.
Yeah. You want BJ's? Wash your balls, shave your groves, and drink pineapple juice.
So let's, real quick, let me bust out the cellular device. I am going to read you Xbox One titles, okay? And you tell me if you've either A, heard, B, care, or C, don't.
Okay.
Absolver.
Never heard of it.
Okay. There's an E3 trailer, according to IGN. I'm looking on the IGN website, everybody, because we're lazy and we don't write shit down here. Agents of Mayhem. I heard you talk about that one.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, that one I'm really interested in. I don't want to go into detail of exactly what got my interest, but the cinematic trailer that they did, the animation style on it, granted, that's not in-game stuff, or it could possibly be. We don't know for certain, but I'm going to err on the side of caution and say it's not. The art style in it, the writing in it, it looked amazing, and it's being done by Volition, the guys that did the Saints Row games, and I really enjoyed the fuck out of the Saints Row games, so I really want to give this one a go. And when I was saying earlier about that motherfucker that popped off, that was that trailer where all of a sudden out of nowhere one of the characters shows up and just says, "Surprise, motherfucker!"
All I do is hear you and Sissy during the Vault of Glass raid.
Yeah.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Slice eyes, motherfucker.
Let's see. Attack on Titan. Why did they take an anime and turn it into a video game? I mean, that's not abnormal, but...
No, and there's actually been a couple of different adaptations that's been out there. So far, I've heard that the fan-made game is actually the better one out of them all. I'm apprehensive. There's a 3DS game that I didn't purchase because it didn't get really good reviews. That, and man, my 3DS is collecting dust. I've got like 3 games that I need to be playing on that fucking thing, and they all have long lives, but I haven't touched them in a while.
Battlefield 1, do you care?
I Okay, so I don't intend to play it, but I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch people stream it because I want to see what they do as far as like reloading and shit like that. Because this had to be a time when it was like almost single shot type shit.
Yeah, you'll probably find some bolt action stuff, but you're not going to find. I mean, it'll be interesting. I'll definitely watch. As far as purchasing, I was on the fence. I'm not a big Battlefield guy. I think the games are great visually, and I've said it before. I think my issue with it is that every multiplayer match turns into a everybody snipe from somewhere that you can't physically see anything. You're hunting. I mean, it's the true epitome of get good, scrub. So
So I'm part of that EA access. I pay for that. I still haven't touched Mirror's Edge, and it's going to be a week before I do that. But I will. I'll do a stream of that and throw that up just to kind of get my impressions of it up on the YouTube channel that we've got here.
if there isn't a Mosin, I'm not playing it. That's a valid point. I mean, Mosins are badass in real life.
Is that a tank?
No, it's a rifle. It's one of the cheapest Russian rifles you can buy, and it's balls on accurate, dude. You remember, there's a dude we used to work with, old guy, been in the car industry 25 years or more, moved to Idaho and worked for your place remotely for a while. Tommy is his name.
Oh, you mean Utah, not Idaho?
No, he moved to Idaho. He moved to like Boise, like outside of Boise.
Right. Okay, and he was working in the branch, and then he moved back, and then went out to Utah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I remember him.
He would buy crates of them for like $300-$400, and there would be like 5 or 6 in there.
Jesus. All right. Well,
Can't snipe right with that era type stuff. You're an idiot, hater.
you can snipe with an aimbot or a cheat engine type of thing. It
Just
can be
give
done.
me a Counter-Strike AWP. Give me a Counter-Strike AWP or Scout. You know what?
Hey, this is why I keep you around, man.
Man, I started off as a PC gamer.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So like Counter-Strike was my jam. I wish they would make a good console version of it. Honestly, I think it could take if Valve could finally pay attention and get it good on an Xbox, I think it could really take out Call of Duty.
We're not going to get into that because I've not really ever put that much time into Counter-Strike, so I can't make a valid argument.
Scout takes skill, hater. Scout takes skill. AWP is for bitches with aimbots.
All right. Look, we're supposed to be arguing with each other, not the chat. Guys, stop it.
Apparently, we're going to fight about something, but let's move on.
I'm feeling like the third wheel here.
Let's see. PSVR, PC, PS4. We've already talked about Call of Shitty. Conan Exiles.
So I was raised on the Conan the Barbarian shit. My dad dug into that stuff. I mean, look at me. I look like I could pass for a fucking Viking. Not in this department, but in this department. So I'm interested. Every Conan game that has come out, I've been interested in. I've looked at it. I've watched videos of it. I haven't played any of them because none of them have really come off really well. As long as this one is not a persistent world game, I will be interested in it. If it has like a single player component that I don't have to play, I'm not required to log in daily to be able to do stuff, then I will give it a go. Like if I can pop it in, like let's say Elder Scrolls. If it's something like that, not Elder Scrolls Online. If it's something like that, I will jam the fuck out of that into my asshole. I will jam the fuck out of that into my asshole. Context.
Agreement.
Well, yeah.
No, I mean like stream you jamming it into your asshole. There's got to be people that want to see that.
There is. It's just not on YouTube.
It's in the dark net.
The dark. You're welcome to the dark net, children.
So I'm gonna say this one because it's a 3DS. Corpse Party.
Um, not sure. So the
He just
only
looks like my old art teacher with long hair and smokes cigarettes on campus.
I smoke cigarettes on campus.
You sure he didn't teach your art class?
Have you seen my drawings?
Those who can't do teach.
Yeah. Oh, how was I saying? So really, the only 3DS game I've been keeping my eye on, and I don't give a fuck what the haters say, is Pokemon Sun and Moon. Like, I like the Pokemon games. I mean, I was like 20 years old when they first started coming out. I still enjoy having the Pikachu in my back pocket.
You and freaking Fungosity.
Mm.
Y'all are Pokemon nerds, I swear.
Hey, dude, I actually use the Pokebank and move my entire roster of Pokemon every game that allows me to do it. So
That is a cool feature. Like as far as a game mechanic, I think that's cool that you can build your roster and you can keep them and progress them further in the game family.
yeah.
So next one. Let's see. Getting into the D's.
Mm-mm.
The first one, you know what it is. Yep. Destiny, Rise of Iron. What do you think, boy? What
What do you think, boy? What are you thinking about that Destiny? Did you know that they got a pre-order bonus? That is one of them first-year rocket launchers everybody grinded the fuck out for. They changed the color of it and they rolled the numbers up higher so it's more apt for your taking cream and shit. We'll give it to you for free. You paid $5. That's not really free, but they give it to you. You don't even have to grind for it.
No,
I think that.
now,
Oh shit!
let's take this into perspective here for just one moment, okay? Okay, all right. You listen up, because I done watched that whole damn stream that they've been putting out, and tons of crazy shit's gonna go down. Okay, so you got you a new raid, okay?
Yeah,
6-person co-op raid.
when I only did seen only one of them, but
You got you new strikes. You got you some new missions. Supposedly, and I'm on this part here, is that the story content is supposed to be more expansive than all of year one combined.
combined.
So yeah, so in reality, the content is supposed to be vanilla story, Dark Blow, and House of Wolves combine all that story. That's what this is supposed to be in like volume. We'll say volume of content. And a little bit of the preview is essentially it's jumping into, it takes the Crucible part of Iron Banner and it throws it into the story content, right? And there's a deep backstory if you pay attention to the lore on the website. I think all that shit should be in game and not on a website. I don't, but I've read a little bit up on it when I had time, and I think it'll be good. I'm gonna get it and bite the bullet for a lot of people who are on the fence or who aren't gonna buy it yet. I did some checking into the Gallarhorn stuff. This is the way the Gallarhorn shit works. If you didn't watch the whole stream, okay. And I was gonna do an individual response video on this one itself, but I figured we're here, we're talking about it. Let's go ahead and get it done. Gallarhorn, I'm glad it's coming back and they're adding it in. They should have never taken year one weapons and made them moot in the first place. I think they're trying to remedy that with this one weapon. The pre-order bonus thing is just for the black one. There is a quest line that you do to get it again or whatever, that it's the reward for it. For everybody, whether you pre-order it or not. So if you care about a shader color on the thing, pre-order it. You're not paying any more for the game. You're just dropping money early. You hate pre-orders and you can suck a dick. So whatever.
So here's
I'm
the
not
reason. No. Hold on. Let me interject real quick. I bet you a burger. I'm not made of money. I was going to say steak dinner, but I know better than to do that with you. I bet you that this pre-order bonus is actually just an insert card, just like with the Division. I almost did it again there, where they had to like get your hazmat suit with your pre-order. That fucking card was in the game that I didn't pre-order. I went and picked it up. So, same with the Harlequin shit, where they're like, pre-order now to play as Harlequin. No, I bought it off the shelf at Toys R Us, and I got Harlequin.
You need to get over the pre-order thing. Look, pre-order is just a way to prep your sales. That's all it's for.
What I'm saying is I'm getting fucking fed up with them calling it a pre-order bonus, and it's not. It's actually a new purchase bonus. That's all I'm saying is like quit calling it.
It's you're mad over word choices.
Right. Well, if you're gonna try to make me feel special for dropping $5 early, actually give me something that other people can't fucking get.
Apex Fitness is in the chat. Great. Because I'm drinking whiskey. How about bet some chicken? Yeah, don't you bet me no chicken, boy.
I will bet you some fried chicken from Chicken Express.
You keep it.
Because, I mean, look at these muscular guns, son. That's fried chicken.
But what a lot of people were saying about, oh, dude, there's this new giant hammer for Titans and shit. I was like, in the stream, they actually say that it is an encounter weapon.
Okay, so
you know what, motherfucker, Apex Fitness, you had rum and coke last night. You were drinking rum and coke last night when we were working on Oryx. So shut up.
For those of you who don't know, Apex is Ryan's fitness trainer and gets pissed at him when he has alcohol.
Later, buddy. I might be on in a little while too. So anyway,
yes, you are fucking massive.
Yeah, he's massive. So we're getting sidetracked now.
Yeah, we are talking about
Destiny again, and we'll finish Destiny up with this. So it's not a giant hammer; it's a double-bladed giant flaming axe that everybody gets to wield at some point. It is an encounter weapon that you use once in the storyline. And I believe for a certain amount of time, from the way they described it in the stream, you get to lay waste to everything.
Okay. So I'm sorry, I got to say this. Just like the sword was a one-time encounter in vanilla, so we're talking maybe 2 expansions later, they're going to go ahead and give us the double-bladed axe as a possibility for a melee weapon. Just
I would anticipate it's going to be as a part of like a new super in Destiny 2.
It looks like Trapland. You got to go. Is that what your leaks?
Man, that's okay. You can pop in and finish off what we finished talking about because we ain't done. We ain't done.
So come back when you get a chance. Probably after this is done. Check out the video and watch it because Ryan's gonna say a bunch of stupid shit. I'm gonna correct his bitch ass. So come back and finish that.
Yeah, and apparently he and I are gonna fight about something here in a little while, so you're gonna want to watch it anyway. And I might be doing a question contest giveaway in regards to another video, so
might be.
Yeah.
Hell, I've been counting them, trying to make sure that I keep track of them, but I didn't watch yesterday's video, so.
Yesterday was the one where we did all the supers.
Was it? Okay, so that's the one where it all counts then.
It was orbs. That's going to be the video in question. I have to make sure that before I release the question, I have to make sure I find what the prize is. I don't know where I put it.
You didn't find it?
I'll just buy another one if I have to. But the one for today, the video that dropped today, quick plug for the channel video, clickbait.
He's on this, folks.
I streamed approximately 24 to 30 minutes of Overwatch because that's all I could stand. It's fucking Battleborn Light. That's what it is.
It's Team Fortress 3.
It's Battleborn fucking Light. The animation is great. It's outstanding. It's all. Why do you not have a campaign? Why?
Because it's a multiplayer only shooter.
Yeah, but it's okay. So it's Smite as a shooter.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah. No. It's Smite.
I don't think it has that much MOBA type stuff in it. Like, do you have creeps? Do you know what creeps are?
Yeah. So you can spawn extra shit. The class you can have a builder that will get shit to show up.
Okay.
I like what? I'm trying to look at you and I can't see you.
Are you thinking? Are you talking about turrets and shit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
So
they can do turrets, and I didn't play long enough to see what every character could do. I played 2 matches, and in the first match, I flipped between like 5 different characters just to get a feel for them. Reaper, the one who I think looks the coolest, fucking rolls around with dual shotguns like this, and is not bad. Hanzo, who's kind of like one of the big main ones that everybody talks about, as a fucking bow and arrow and a really cool ultimate. There's another guy who's Hanzo's brother, whose primary weapon is him throwing shuriken everywhere. I didn't get to mess with his ultimate because I didn't stay as him long enough to care. I jumped in as the gorilla guy, who's got an electric plasma gun. I played as one of the giant robots. It was dumb.
was it the one with the hammer?
Yeah. So my big problem is that not every character can sprint.
Well, that makes sense.
I think it's dumb. It's dumb. You have a giant arena that you're trying, that when you don't respawn it, like if you're escorting something to the other side of the map, you don't respawn close to the thing you're escorting. You respawn at the beginning. Every time. Every time. And you can't run, right? You're in like this walk. There's only a couple of characters who can actually sprint. And it's considered one of their abilities. It's not it's not a cooldown ability, but it's an ability. So you can watch the video. You might not be able to hear me too well because I think I think the game volume was up too loud and the mic was a little bit too far from me. But this shit is fucking going back to GameFly on Monday, and I'm canceling that membership finally before they hit me again. I would rather play Battleborn all fucking day. And in the middle of it, I said I'd rather play Destiny.
Oh, shit! Oh, fuck!
I'd almost rather play Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, which is uninstalled, and I've got a 2 terabyte hard drive.
I don't think I've even uninstalled it yet.
Yep.
Wow.
I don't even know where the disc is.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'd rather play that shit. So yeah, fuck Battle, or not Battle. Overwatch. Sorry, Mike. Sorry, buddy.
Let's get back on topic. So we were talking about Destiny. We don't need to talk about Destiny any further. What? No, actually, there's something I want to put in there real quick because I watched the trailer.
You do that. I need to go get more ice.
Okay, so I watched the trailer for this, and they showed what looked like a new enemy type, but then they stated that these are the Fallen, and it's like, dude, you guys have an opportunity to create new enemies, like holy shit, excuse me, like actual new enemies. I mean, these guys look like new enemies, but they're still calling them the Fallen. It's like you could have created a whole new class of enemy, kind of like the Taken, but the Taken, you basically just took your existing enemies, changed their color and their AI, and ran them that way. Holy fucking shit, these burps. So, I mean, they had the opportunity to say these guys are the Given, or the Planeswalkers, or Covenant, or something along those lines, to where you could have made it sound like you actually put more work into the game.
Well, the thing is they had to stay true to the lore, right? So the lore for the Lords of Iron is that they were the last stand between the last city and the Fallen invasion, and they essentially stopped 90% of the Fallen. The only Fallen that get to the outside of the wall are there because the Iron Lords didn't kill all of them. But it's supposed to be like a different disease type of Fallen, I guess, which I think is dumb. I agree with you. They have the ability to add more to it, and supposedly it will be there because it's supposed to have that much more content. We'll see. We'll see what happens. They're going to be releasing shit up until it releases on September 20th. Whatever.
You know me, man. I'm not even done with the Taken King shit, and there was this big update that took place that gave us a whole bunch of free stuff that I haven't even really gotten into all that much because I'm still on the Taken King stuff. Because I'm sorry, man. the games are fun when you play with friends, and I'm referring to Destiny and the Division. Now, I'm going to go back and I'm going to put in the time by myself to get to the level cap and finish the pseudo story of the Division, because I spent $60 on it. I should at least get to the current cap so that when we have a crew that wants to roll and just fuck around, I can join in on that and have some fun. Because the other night, you and I played some Destiny together, and I had a fucking blast, even though it was just like, it's kind of like, I don't want to play this game, but
You don't
it's
want to grind the game.
yeah, well, okay. There's that. Now, you're going to make the argument at some point that I'm constantly asking, can we play Diablo? Because that kind of has almost a similar grind to it, but you got to understand that there's no reputation. There's only one form of currency, technically. And the only reason why I'm playing it is just to see what kind of loot drops I'm going to get. It's not, I'm playing it to get a particular gun. I'm not doing a particular thing over and over again to try to get something. Well, granted, you do that in Borderlands too, but that's besides the point, which we need to go back to that, by the way. We need to get Sissy and Sin on board and get back to that. Because we played one session of that, put up like 5 videos, and that was it. And I'm doing it.
Let me finish Assassin's Creed Syndicate, and then we'll dedicate my streaming night to that until it's done.
Assassin's Creed.
I had to remember it. It's even been like 2 weeks since I played it. Okay, so moving on from Destiny to a different game. Let's see here. Dishonored 2.
So, man. So I'm one of these guys, like, my girlfriend fucking hates it when a sequel of a movie comes out and she wants to go see it, and I'm the guy that's like, I haven't seen the first one, because I like, even if they
I didn't
don't have,
play Dishonored either.
well, okay, so I started Dishonored 1. Oh, it's good. I like it. I had a good time with it. I never finished it. I bought the DLC when it was on sale without fucking finishing it, and I haven't even touched that DLC. I have the license to it, but I haven't done anything to it. And since they did a definitive edition, it's not going to be backwards compatible, so the only way that I'm going to play it is on the 360, which is now in the old office of the past roommate with Lego Dimensions in it, so that I can actually use my TV when my son's here. I'm jazzed. I'm jazzed to see what happens with this. I may not play it unless I go out and buy that definitive edition for like fucking cheap as shit and play that, because I'm one step forward, no steps back kind of guy. Like, I don't want to. The only game that I'm going to go backwards for is Deadpool. And that's because I bought it specifically to stream it, and then they didn't do a backwards compatibility on it. They sold it again for $50 with no upgrades. So Ryan's going to lend me his Xbox, and we're gonna get that stream done. There'll be no face cam that night or those days. Watched it played, but don't own. Watched it played, but don't own. It looks really good. I like the art style of it. I really do. It's kind of. Man, it's really weird. I can't even put my finger on it. The art style itself is depressing, but it's in a good way. It's one of these things where it works for the story. It's not depressing as in, holy fucking shit, what kind of game is this on current gen systems? And if you watch the original announcement trailer from last E3 during Bethesda thing, I really want to see what they do with the clockwork shit. Like that one guy, the main assassin girl, runs into this office, and there's a guy behind a desk, and there's holy shit, what is blowing up on my fucking thing? Are you tweeting a bunch of shit?
No, Hanzo is commenting on shit, so I told him we're live.
Okay. So what the hell was I saying? So there's these 2 clockwork like bodyguards in there. I want to see what else they do with that. I want to see the future fucking dings. I want to see it. I really do. I'm excited about it, but I'm not excited for it, if that makes sense.
It does. It does. Next game. I'm digging this one. I haven't even finished the first one. Deus Ex: Mankind Divided. What do you think?
Deus Ex?
Mm-hmm.
So I have the first one. I need to play it.
So do I.
Well, I haven't even started it. You said that you haven't even finished it. You may have to restart it with how long it's been since you played it.
I did, actually. I restarted it on my one because it's backwards compatible.
That was one of those ones that I bought hoping that it would be backwards compatible because I want to say it was about 5 months ago. It was on sale for like $3, and I was like, I can't possibly go wrong with this. I mean, it's $3. If I never played it, it's only $3. But I'm
Hanzo!
Hello!
There he is. Yeah, that's kind of why I stopped playing it. Is where it got too investigative versus kind of action oriented. But the way the new one looks, it's got me kind of wondering. Okay, maybe I should finish the first story before I actually decide to buy it. Content wise, it looks like it'll be great. Let's see. So I want to keep this thing moving before we get into whatever we're going to fight. I'm going to skip over FIFA 17 because neither one of us plays sports games.
It does look fucking sick, Hanzo. I gotta agree, man. Cyberpunk is my fucking shit. Ever since back in the day when my dad showed me Blade Runner when I was a kid, Cyberpunk's my jam. I love Cyberpunk. All right, move
on. Let's see. Final Fantasy XV.
XV? Oh, yeah. 15? Yep. So I'm stoked. I mean, that's supposed to come out this year. I'm excited for it. I still need to play that second demo. That I'm gonna day one it. As tight as my budget is right now, I'm gonna go ahead and day one it because the first demo, the one that I bought Type 0 for, I had a lot of fucking fun with. I think I spent more time in that demo than I did Type 0 that I spent like $60 on. I think it was $60. I can't remember, but I'm really jazzed about it. I'm more excited to finally play this game than I am that it's just a Final Fantasy game. It's like I've been looking at this for years going, all right, this is like kind of a return to the Final Fantasy 7 and 8 kind of thing where it's like more modernized, more science instead of just magic. It's, oh God, I'm really hoping it doesn't suck.
Hanzo's pre-ordering it.
Well, I mean, hey, do whatever you want with your money. I
missed God of War and Gears. Okay, so Hater, understand that G comes after F in the alphabet. So
go get another cider, you giant lush.
Fucking hooked on phonics, bro. Hooked on phonics.
I can see it now. I can almost see him like in my mind's eye. He's sitting on his chair with a cider in his hand. He goes, "Ah, fuck."
So I mean, I enjoyed the Final Fantasy games I played. The only one I'm probably going to get next is when they redo 7. Since I never played 7 to begin with.
Now keep in mind, my young friend, that this 7 is going to kind of be reworking it. It's not going to be exactly the same. I'm sure the story will be like pretty on par, but the combat mechanics will not be the same. Like
there's a new Gears of War. They did a preview for it a little while ago. It's supposed to be, what is it? What's the dude's name?
Marcus Phoenix's son. But is he referring to God of War or Gears of War?
I don't know about God of War because that's a PS4 thing, and we're not touching PlayStation games. So fuck off.
7 was the best. Yes, I have the the res up that's on PC. Once I get this fucking Hater, when you're settled, I need to bring this piece of garbage to you. He did say God of War. See, I need to bring this piece of garbage to you. Not garbage. If John's watching this, it's not garbage. I just need to bring it to you, Hater, and you work your magic, make it work, so that I can stream shit off of it. Oh shit! Apex is back.
Oh shit! I can do this on my phone. Yes, you fucking. Oh, I hate stupid buttons. Let's see. Hitman.
So Hitman has been coming out. It's currently in an episodic thing. I've never played a Hitman game. I do like watching them because of the open-endedness of the gameplay, but it's not something that I'm personally interested in at all. I do want to see the series thrive because it is a really interesting concept, and back when it originally came out, it was a really cool idea. It was groundbreaking. Ooh, my voice cracked. But I don't care. I mean, if it's free, or if I could get it for like $10, maybe I'll pick it up. But personally, nah.
I think I played one of the older ones for like 20 minutes. And while I enjoy the story concept, I really would rather, honestly, I think that would do better for me as a movie franchise than video game.
So I haven't watched any of the movies because Agent 47 doesn't fucking talk in the games.
Meh.
I'm just saying.
You have to understand. I'm one of those guys that's perfectly okay with something not matching up exactly perfect from an adaptation perspective. Now, there are certain things that need to be kept because I'm gonna tell you, if they fuck up Assassin's Creed, I'm gonna light something on fire.
Oh, here we go. Now you're actually interested in a franchise that's getting a movie, and you're going to get hurt in the butt if it doesn't come off right.
No, I didn't say. I said they can't fuck it up. Now they're not going to do everything perfect because the one thing about Assassin's Creed is that nothing is the same from game to game, right? The storyline just progresses through time. They're not copying a storyline. If they were copying the first game and they took creative license with something that was already put out, right? So if they took the story of Altair from game one and said, let's make it a movie, and they fucked that up, that, not right.
I give you that.
Now, with the new movie that they have coming out, it's completely separate timeline, right? Characters have never been introduced. They have complete creative license with it, and
Especially with what you've seen, what they did with the Animus. Instead of it being a fucking table, now it's like a fucking arm sticking out of the room.
yeah, it's a moving. That's probably how, if they continue the franchise, that's how they're going to get the blood memories in, where he actually learns the legitimate skills versus just doing it.
Yeah, through muscle memory instead of actually just memory.
So that's my thing. If you're going to actually copy from a current release video game, put that into a movie, like if they took Halo 1 and they said, let's make it a movie, and they fucked it up.
Yeah, I'll follow you there. I mean, really, now what did we just see here? So Hater said games to movie never go well. I mean, I thought you could not fuck up Doom as it's pretty easy and straightforward, but they fucked it up. Yeah, they fucked it up because they changed the story. Now, we've got to agree, I mean, I'm pretty sure Apex isn't because it's coming out of my mouth, that Mortal Kombat has been the best movie adaptation so far. I would like to see them do things where...
Black Sails isn't Assassin's Creed. That's fucking Pirates of the Caribbean. Sorry.
Yeah, you're thinking of Black Flag. I get to correct him. Oh, that feels good. I think it's just...
Well, he put Black Sails or Flag in there, so...
Did he say? Oh, he did say Flag. Either way. So, damn it, what the fuck was I saying? So I agree with you. If they take a universe and make a story that's like a tiny bit that fits in there, that's fine. Like, let's say if they made a Mass Effect movie, doesn't have to do with Shepard. It just takes place in the universe, has a lot of the same things, and maybe has a cameo from one of the big people that was in the 3 first games. That would be exciting to me. I would be jazzed about that because it's a story on its own. Now, if you base it around one of the main characters, there's a possibility to fucking that up. But if you're just using the galaxy or the universe as a base point, then you probably would do good. But a lot of people want to put in an actual main character. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if some recognizable assassin shows up in the Assassin's Creed movie. From what I'm seeing about time frame, we'd probably be seeing maybe Ezio, possibly. And again, I'm on a limb here. Looking to do an eagle dive, huh? Yeah, me making references. It wouldn't surprise me if there was something like that. Or maybe you see one of the guys, what was his name? Desmond, getting walked by in the background and he starts like flipping out or something. And somebody happens to just drop his name. Just some weird, like slight intermingling. Not enough to fuck up all of it, but just
yeah, no, I think they'll do a throwback to it. I think what they'll do is probably a throwback to Altair while they're in Animus, right?
Yeah.
there's probably going to be a flashback or something because I'm reworking through the books. I've put a hold on working through Kevin Hearn's books for a while, and I'm reworking through all the Assassin's Creed books because I had them all in the cloud anyway. Which that's a deeper story than the video games are, and the video games started off real well with deep story. So, but moving on because we still got a long list of alphabet stuff to do. I don't think either one of us care about this one. Just Cause 3.
Just Cause 3 is already out. That needs to not be on the list. So move on.
It's on the list, and I was like, I think people are playing this already.
Yeah, it came out around Christmas. So next game.
Yeah, right. Let's see. Mafia 3.
So I've never played a Mafia game, but it's, as far as I'm aware, it's kind of like a GTA type thing.
Yep. Moving on.
Yep.
This is one you'll like, and I'll probably play it too. Mass Effect Andromeda.
Fuck yeah! I am super jazzed about this shit. Fuck, wait, let's go back to what I was saying a minute ago. Oh my god, this is probably one that it's going to come out in 2017, so I'll probably take a day off from work just to fucking play this shit from day one. No, I'm not going to pre-order it, but being part of EA Access and it being an EA game, I will get access to it early, and I will probably burn through those. What do I got? 10 hours? I will probably burn through those in like 2 or 3 sittings real quick. Then go out and buy the game because I'm a collector asshole and I got to have a physical copy of it. I want a legit DBZ movie. Well, there's plenty of those. Not live action.
There's another time.
Okay, but I'm really excited about this. It's kind of one of those kind of sort of apprehensive type of things. It's the same excitement that I am about Gears of War 4, where it's like, okay, this is going to be a new protagonist. It's going to be in the same universe, but it's going to be a totally different person that you're kind of playing as. But I really, really, really enjoyed Mass Effect through the entire thing. Like, I got into 1 late. Like, I got into 1 right before 2 came out, to the point where I finished 1 and went and bought 2 and then played it. I do like how the shooting mechanics increased throughout the series. But, oh man, I'm so fucking jazzed about this game.
I can tell. I mean, I haven't played any Mass Effects ever, and just from what minimal stuff I've heard, I'd probably pick it up. Now, is this one going to have, from what you know, is this one going to be a co-op campaign feature or no? I don't think the other ones were.
So 3 had a multiplayer type thing that was involved with it, and it kind of tied into the story. It's really hard to describe. There's a part of me that says, I really hope they don't, and there's a part of me that says, I really hope they do, because Dragon Age Inquisition had a multiplayer thing that was available, and I would like to see that same kind of aspect put to it, but I don't want them to focus on doing multiplayer. I would like it to be like GoldenEye, where it was a secondary thought, something that's kind of just, here it is, or we're kind of working on it to put it in there, but we know that you guys want the fucking story, because this is like the Star Trek of video games, even though I fucking hate Star Trek, but that's another discussion altogether. This is more like Star Wars. Well, it's kind of more like Star Wars, because you got like weird force, but they call it biotics. It would be okay if it's like one of these things where it's like we could do like side missions, like side missions that don't have any impact on my single player or your single player, but maybe you find some like a helmet that you can send over to the main character that you're playing as and go from there. But it's not something that I really want personally. I mean, it's like having a Final Fantasy game and asking for multiplayer in that. I've never touched any of their MMOs, nor do I plan to be honest.
Fuck you, Star Trek is amazing, according to Hanzo.
Look, man.
Tread carefully.
You enjoy what you enjoy. I just don't enjoy it. I'm sorry. To me, it's more of a naval type incursion type thing, and I'm more of the fantasy science type thing like Star Wars. I want magic.
So moving on. For 3DS, we've already touched on the Pokemon Sun and Moon game.
Excited.
Let's see. Another 3DS, River City Tokyo Rumble. Do you care?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Sonic Boom, Fire and Ice, 3DS.
Go on. Move on. Do not.
Okay. No more 3DS games?
Well, no. I mean, there's one that I'm hoping will show up, but it will not show up. But if it's not a Metroid game, don't fucking talk about it. Let's just.
Okay. All right. I will continue on. The next Xbox game, and I'm going to go off on this one, is
good, because I got to pee.
Is Styx Shards of Darkness. So the first Styx popped in as a Games with Gold for Xbox. I streamed a little bit of it because it was very stealthy, assassin-y, kind of sneak around, steal shit type stuff, right? Being a short little goblin, I'm a short guy, it worked out. So fuck this game franchise. The first Styx blew. The combat in it sucks. It's all about button timing. No part of it is about, and it's not button timing in the sense of you have a bar that you have to meet at a specific point, or you have to counter right before a blade hits a blade, or anything like that. It's all about push the X button when the X button gets to a size limit on your screen and it doesn't tell you when, right? So the first game was fucking dumb. I think I streamed it probably 2 or 3 times and it was stupid. Worst combat ever. The sneakiness was not even that great. Why did they make a second one?
That's what I wanted to know.
I don't understand why they made a second one.
Did it really make enough money to warrant a sequel?
It couldn't have. It was so bad.
Well, that's your opinion. I mean, there may be people that live and die by the Styx.
Right.
Wait, what?
Okay, moving on.
Is right. All right.
Siberia with a Y, 3.
As far as I'm aware, that's a point-and-click adventure game. Move on.
I was looking at the chat. So PS4. Okay, we're gonna get into this one too because I know you got something to say about it. Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon fucking Wilderness, whatever. Wildlands. The Division in the Forest.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I'm afraid of. It is a persistent world where you can play with your friends. We'll have a raid and strikes, and there'll be loot, and all this other stuff. Look, you just put out The Division. Give us a single pseudo-multiplayer type thing, but don't give us another fucking persistent world game. I don't want that shit anymore. I've got Destiny. I've got The Division. I need a 2-year break between a new one being released. Ubisoft wants to get into this fucking annual franchise of dropping, we got The Division. Now we got The Division 2. But in between, we got this Ghost Recon bullshit. I know you're shaking your head. That's fine. Let me get my opinion out. I don't want these kind of games coming out that much. I mean, fine. Okay. Yes, there are people that want those kind of games, but I played a shit ton of the Ghost Recon games that were single player only. I enjoy the fuck out of them and would like to play more of them. So please, for fuck's sake, don't make this require co-op.
I am in agreement with the fact that Ubisoft needs to slow down. They're trying to catch up to Activision and the Call of Duty franchise. They already had yearly releases with Assassin's Creed. This is the first year where they haven't announced an Assassin's Creed release in a while.
Yeah,
and I'm hoping they don't. I'm truly hoping that they don't. Right?
No, they're not. No, they've actually
focus
come
on
out.
The movie, get the movie out, and then focus on the future state of the franchise. Okay? Because Assassin's Creed is going to continue until it gets to present day. It has to, because they're still building in the present day storyline behind it. And so they have to continue the franchise until they get to present day and call it an end point against current Templars, whatever. But Ubisoft needs to stop with, they've got The Division. The Division 2 will come out eventually. They don't need, like this. I see this as a pointless game. That's what I see. And I've never been a Ghost Recon fan.
So if it is, let's say, if it is a single player co-op game where it's just a story, like let's
Halo 3, but bring your friends in.
Right, or like Ghost Recon. What was the last one? Future Fighter, Future Warfighter, whatever the fuck it was called. I played that with Jerry, and we had a fucking blasty blast playing through that. If it's like that, dude, I will buy that shit all day, and I will be the one that pesters you to buy it so that we can do that together. But if it's another Destiny, I'm out, like flat out until it's like
Yep.
cheap as fuck.
Hanzo says probably going to do an Assassin's Creed for PS Neo 4K graphics. Yeah, that'll be sweet, but I'll probably get it on the Xbox One Scorpio because it'll be better.
So, real quick, I'm going to interject, and we're going to get to this further down the list. This year, there will be no Assassin's Creed.
Right. I mean, but the other systems are coming out next year, which is what he said.
So next year's Assassin's Creed game is going to be in Egypt. It's a thing. That's how it's going to happen. But I think what they're going to end up doing is they're going to try to get on a cycle where it's this year is Watch Dogs, next year's Assassin's Creed, and I think that's where you're going to see your commingling. I'm sorry, West Side. That's where you're going to see your commingling of storylines. Is you're actually going to see that Watch Dogs is the modern day Assassins, and then they're just going to bring them together. I'm making a speculation there. I could and am most likely wrong.
It's valid. It's got valid points. I've seen, I've heard of people making those comparisons before. So, it is what it is. So jumping into the end of the alphabet here, I'm going to skip over a couple games because neither one of us play them, nor do we care.
You didn't skip over Gears, did you? Oh, we already talked about Gears of War, didn't we?
Gears of War is not on the list, actually. It's not on the E3 list.
Huh. Well, I'm excited about Gears of War 4. I'm super stoked about that game.
Oh, yeah.
Go back and finish that.
I enjoyed Gears. I didn't get knee deep into the series, but I played it. I thought it was fun. So I may pick it up. If it comes out, I might get it when it's like $40.
That's fine. By that time, I will be well-versed in it, and we'll run through it on difficult.
And valid as hell. So let's discuss the game that I know you and Hanzo are going to get into. Which is the Watch Dogs. Is that right?
The Watch Dogs. I'm excited about this, but I'm also apprehensive because when the first Watch Dogs was initially announced, it kind of made it seem like there was going to be so much more that you could do, so much more that was going to be available to look at that wasn't there. This time around, they're going to do so much more. Like I was listening to another podcast where they were talking about you can actually hack a car, not just to set off the alarm. You can hack a car and have it come to you as a getaway car, or hack the car and have it move with you as cover or something along those lines. There's other ways that you could do things. These people also stated, and this is IGN, this was one of their podcasts. They stated that they've been advised that you can actually get through the entire game without firing a single shot, which on side note, you can 3D print guns. So here we go with disposable. Yeah, there. Yep. Okay. Great. Good. Yeah, okay. You done? Put your dick back in your pants. Thank you very much. So here you go with like deteriorating guns, which that I never liked that idea of deteriorating weaponry. But having gadgets, that is really going to start to get interesting. Let's see what Hanzo said here real quick. Yeah, I feel you on that, Ian. They dummied down the graphics to hell versus the E3 presentation. Yeah, but it was still a great game. I'm not going to argue with you. I enjoyed the hell out of it. It was one of the first open world games that I spent a lot of time in. I wish they would make a new Zelda.
Apex wants a new Zelda game. I've never played Zelda at all. Ever.
There is a new Zelda coming out. It's going to be on the Wii U. Getting back to what we're talking about, man. Quit trying to sidetrack us, bro. It's going to be really interesting. I'm excited to actually be playing a game from the aspect of DedSec instead of some guy that's just kind of sort of using DedSec to get like an ends to a means. Like I'd like to play as Aiden Pierce again, but then again, a lot of people actually came out and said that they don't like the character. I thought Aiden Pierce was a perfect Frank Castle. My family's dead. I'm going to use every means I can to kill every motherfucker tied to it. No, I'm not a friendly motherfucker. Do what?
I think they need a Punisher game.
What they need to do is let the people that made the Punisher game that was on Xbox Prime make it, because at points when you needed information, you could interrogate, which was like putting a guy's head down and then having like, some like fucking heavy equipment with a drill on it and start like, oh, I'm going to fucking drill the side of your head. And then he's like, oh, no. Okay, so it was Jigsaw. And then you do it anyways. But,
Right.
that would be awesome. Aiden was an amazing character. Agreed. He needed a little bit more work, but for the character type that he was well done. He was very well done. I just hope that we don't get a super millennial person in this Marcus that's going to be in this game. I'm really interested to see what they do with the hand-to-hand combat with the bolo-ish type weapon that they're making for it. I'm excited. I'm not as excited as I was when I saw the first reveal trailer for Watch Dogs, because holy shit, did I like blow a fucking wad on that. But I am. It's kind of one of these things where it's like I wanted a sequel. I want a sequel, so I will play this. But it is one of these ones where if it burns me, as far as like, the story doesn't hold its end of the bargain, if there's too much fluff, then I may get really apprehensive about jumping into 3. But I'm probably going to day one Watch Dogs 2. You all right there, buddy? You look like you got a headache.
I'm getting tired. As far as Watch Dogs was concerned, I enjoyed the game. I didn't think it was bad. I didn't think it was, oh my god, it's the greatest thing ever.
No, it wasn't.
As far as like Watch Dogs 2, maybe. It's a definite maybe for me. I'll definitely watch you stream it and see what I think about it at that point. Because I think the hack your friends shit or hack random people shit was a cool concept that they just never got down quite right. But other than that, I mean, I didn't get it for did it ever come out for the one?
Yeah, no. That was it was supposed to be one of the released titles, and it got pushed back like right before the launch of the new gens.
I remember playing it on the 360, and I was like, whatever.
Yeah, and that was what I was about to say. Is you played it on the 360, I played it on the one.
Yeah, so I mean, it really made no difference to me between one system and the other, and Destiny's made no difference to me from one system to the other either. So it is what it is. But for that game, it's a coin toss for me. We'll see. I hate you, Dave. Why?
Because he's ordering pizza. I want pizza now.
Yeah, because Hanzo's not allowed to eat carbs for another week. And he imposed that on himself. We didn't do that to him. So I am now going to ask you the question, sir, because you brought it up earlier. What is it we gonna fight about?
What
you and I are gonna fight about something.
I thought we were gonna have a more drag out, knockdown fight about that Tom Clancy game. I seriously thought you were going to give me the whole, you don't put in the time on these persistent world games, so you don't have the right to bitch and moan about it.
You don't, but at the same time, I understand where you're coming from in the fact that there have been enough of these games that have come out recently where the industry just needs to take a break, right? There doesn't need to be another persistent world game to come out and try and beat the last one. Let everybody have what they have right now. And if you want to beat something that's currently out there, take a few years to beat it. Make sure that you're going to beat the sequels that you know they're planning to release.
Yeah, let's not do a Disney Infinity where you come out as the second one and beat the fucking dead horse until the point where you're like, you know what? We can't do these types of games anymore. We need to focus on doing story-driven games instead of gameplay-driven games. And if you're going to do a gameplay-driven game, give it fucking gameplay that is satisfying and fun. I'm not saying that interaction with other people when playing The Division isn't fun. It's really fucking fun to play with everybody when everybody's on the same level. When everybody's not, it's not fun.
Well, remember, that type of mechanic is based on your commitment level to that type of gameplay. So if you enjoy playing with people constantly and not necessarily in a multiplayer setting, right, in a PvE setting, then you need to get on and play, even if you end up playing solo for a little while just to get your level up and to maintain, right? I am just now, over the past week or so, getting back into Destiny because the rest of the crew is starting to get back on and play it. They're getting tired of the Division. They're getting back into Destiny because of the gunplay.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, and that's the other thing that I wanted to say is back in the day when you used to have to shepherd me through shit in Destiny, I could at least feel adequate in sort of kind of carrying my own, because if I got a headshot, it fucking did its job. Granted, Destiny's a first-person shooter. The Division is an RPG third-person shooter. I get it. But especially with this Tom Clancy thing, do not put out a reskin Division. It's not going to be good. Oh, you can jump on a motorcycle and ride around the place. That's a fucking Sparrow. Somebody else has already done it better. Give us a story. Give us an open world game that you can play co-op, so that I have one storyline with side quests that I could go through. There's no raid, there's no strikes, there's no requirement to be online. I don't have to show up to pick up crafting material. I don't need to grind out missions over and over and over again to get one fucking weapon. I kill El Marco and I get the grappling hook type of thing. Just give me that kind of story. Shut your fucking mouth. Give me that kind of story with the capability of doing co-op, and that will be fun. Ryan, fuck your ass. Yeah. Oh God. All right.
So I want to bring up two games that we haven't talked about because they weren't on the list, right? We were going through a specific list there. One of them is going to be Batman Return to Arkham, right? Everybody's really just kind of heard about it.
So I don't see why we're talking about this one. All it is it's a up-res and then a repackage. So why are we even?
But I think it would be good to see how it looks. To be honest, I don't think it's
so.
I'm not gonna run. I'm gonna buy it on the cheap, right? So when price drop hits is when I'll pick it up.
So,
but it leads us into Injustice 2 as well.
Hold up before you do that. What I need to state is when I played Arkham Asylum and Arkham City, I actually played them on the PC that I was referring to earlier. And so that actually gave me higher upgrade. And some fans have actually taken the videos of the release information for the Return to Arkham, and they've put it side by side with the PC versions. Really what it's looking like is we're just getting a copy-paste version of the PC version. So I've played, and I realize I'm speculating, I've played the versions that will be in that pack. Now, granted, being the motherfucking collector that I am, if I see it for $10, yes, I will probably pick it up, because that means they will not make it backwards compatible, because Warner Brothers wants that extra fucking money. Dick fuck faces.
It's Warner Brothers. But since now we're on the DC train, right? Whoop, whoop, whoop. That Injustice 2, though, bro.
Oh boy.
Oh, it's gonna be so good.
The only thing it needs for a pre-order from me, is you announce death.
Okay, if he, I know I cut you off, but if you've ever watched this before, you know that he said Deathstroke. I want you to do a GameStop pre-order if Deathstroke is in it.
Okay. No. The reason is because if I do it through Best Buy, I actually save 20%. I'm not going to go to GameStop and order it for additional money when I can save money for like a subscription that I'm actually paying for. I'm going to use the subscription that I'm paying for. I'm sorry. I'll pre-order it, and I will openly pre-order it, but I'm not going to pre-order it through GameStop. If they don't announce Deathstroke, or, oh God, heaven forbid, Deathstroke is a pre-order bonus only available for GameStop. Oh.
Now that you've said it, you know it's going to happen. Oh, this is going to be funny.
All right, that will be the way that I do it. But if Deathstroke is a generic character in it that is going through Best Buy, if he's only pre-order bonus through GameStop, I don't buy it through GameStop. But I'm buying it.
I hope so. I fucking hope so.
Here's the thing, though, is I'm buying it new. So GameStop gets like a couple of bucks out of that. I'm not spending the $55 on a version that they got opened and then are selling as used. Look, so my ex-wife, back when we were dating, worked at a GameStop. I know the shit that they do. This is why I fucking hate those motherfuckers, because they do this shit where a new game comes in, they will legitimately take about 10% of that stock, open it, and then sell it as used. Let's see, what do we got here? But it's not following the dark side. It's going to be like Wind Waker. Oh, are you talking about the fucking... Are you talking about Zelda again there, Dave? I'm going to pre-order from GameStop. I want a hard copy. Why GameStop, though? I mean, I understand the hard copy. I totally understand. But why GameStop? Why not any other company? You know what? I'm not going to get into my I fucking hate GameStop type of fucking soapbox right now, but it is one of these things where I don't like a lot of the stuff that they do in the background, especially like if you try to sell a game. Like, I'm a collector, so I don't sell games. Like, I've even said if I could get out to Gearbox, I want to hand Randy Pitchford back my copy of Duke Nukem Forever, just because I don't want it anymore. I don't think it adds anything to my collection. It wasn't good, but I don't want to give it to GameStop because I don't want them to give me 25 cents for it and sell it for $15. Some of their, I mean, I understand their business. I do understand it. I don't agree with it, so I choose not to go there. I have been there when shit is only available through them, which I don't like doing. But I agree with you with the hard copy. I mean, just about everything I have is, you know, I've got all sorts of like online only shooters that I have hard copies for. Now, granted, these two are actually in the EA Access Vault, which I have access to. I said access twice. So I don't need to put the disc in to be able to play these games anymore. That's why they're in here and not out in my living room. But I'd much rather have the physical copy. Like Destiny or The Division, I have hard copies for those, even though at some point the copies aren't going to be anything except for a dust collecting thing, since I'm a collector. Oh, fucking, he left for something. Damn. Okay, so I don't know exactly what he left for. I don't have his list. Hopefully it was only to piss. It may be to put the child down. Simple solution to kill GameStop. You buy the game, you own the game, much like PC. Winky face. Yeah, okay, well, you know, here's the thing with GameStop. I'm going to go off on a tangent since I've got this time on my own soapbox real quick. Talk about what? Let's talk about love? You want me to give him something to talk about? I can't talk about Xenoverse 2. I've never touched Xenoverse 1, and I don't know enough about Xenoverse 2 to talk about it. Sorry. And I'm not going to Wikipedia it right here or Wikipage it. I'm good to fucking bitch about GameStop. That's what I'm going to do. Where the fuck was I talking about? Okay, so for there was a period of time in console gaming, so Hater, you may not have run into this, where games would release with these, like, you are un-American. That's a Japanese game! How am I? Oh, I'm not. No. How was I saying? There was a time when when developers would put in this bullshit, like weird online access codes. Like when Batman Arkham City came out, the only way that you could play as Catwoman was buying it new and getting the Catwoman code. Or if you bought it used, you could spend $10 and get the Catwoman shit, which I bought it where I got the Catwoman shit. That shit wasn't worth $10. Or there was, you know, the only way to access the multiplayer for Mass Effect 3 was to buy the new version or pay $10. You know, things along those lines. Those access passes. I don't fucking remember the title of them, but it was one of these things where it's like game developers and publishers were doing that to try to capitalize. That's like the pre-order stuff that I was bitching about earlier, about how if you go and buy it brand new, it will be in there anyways. You don't have to pre-order it. So stop fucking calling it that. Call it a new purchase bonus, because that's exactly what it is. To this day, if you go to fucking Best Buy and you pick up a copy of Batman Arkham Knight, There'll probably be the Harlequin DLC in the box. For a time, the publishers were trying to get rid of all these. Looks something. Fuck yourself. And yes, I just did that. I just proved you right by stopping for a second. God damn you, Dave. So a lot of these publishers were putting in these things to try to make it so that you had to. It was better for you to buy it new, so that you weren't buying it used. But then they were turning around and they were like also jacking off fucking GameStop by being like, all right, well, here's particular content that you give away with your pre-orders. I mean, what is it? Do you want them fucking gone or do you want them to fucking stick around? You can't have your cake and eat it too. This is not revolutionary France. Okay? Either you don't want people selling used games or you want people to buy used or you want people to buy your new game from that particular outlet. Like any outlet nowadays does use games. I don't know of any fucking outlet that doesn't do used games. So that's just a fucking thing that's going to be around. So what they need to do to fucking like get rid of that shit is they need to make it so that the digital versions on consoles, yes, I know the digital versions on PC are cheaper, but they need to do the same thing on consoles so that people are more inclined to spend 50 or 40 on a digital version of a game that's going for 60 at the store. There needs to be some type of break. PC gets it. Why can't digital versions on consoles? It doesn't make any fucking sense. I really wish he would fucking come back. I'm running out of shit to talk about. The air conditioner broke at work today. I had to leave 40 minutes early. I hate GameStop. The only reason why I've been in there recently was when year one of Disney Infinity came out, they had Jack Skellington as like I think they had it a month before everybody else. And my son was balls deep into that game. Not literally. So, and I like Nightmare Before Christmas, so I wanted that character. So I had to go into a GameStop to buy it. Now, if I had pre-ordered it, I would have gotten a fucking badass poster that we could have hung on the wall, but that's the other thing when it comes to pre-order bonuses. Make it tangible stuff. Like back in the day, I remember getting like the soundtrack on a CD, a cheesy fucking flimsy ass shirt. Like half of it, look, okay, so like look at this. So I bought The Witcher 2 on Xbox 360. Don't ask me why these games are sitting here on my desk. I don't know. It's shit's out there, but granted, I own a digital version of this too on my Xbox One. I bought the enhanced edition for like $20 from Best Buy on a deal of the day, and it came with a strategery guide for like the first chunk of the game. Give me that. I mean, okay, he's coming back now. I think I got that with Halo Wars 1 was like a strategy guide for like the first 2 or 3 missions. Now, granted, I didn't use it, but give me something tangible. Like, make it worth my while to pre-order the fucking game. Don't just, I'm going to give you some digital bullshit. Give me something.
Ball sack.
Great. Good. You're back. Wonderful.
Yep. Sorry. Apparently, when the kid's bedroom was reorganized, the baby monitor camera wasn't moved. So doing that shit in the dark was, what we had to do right now.
Well, didn't you like bust out your old night vision goggles from back in the day in Afghanistan?
Oh, how I, one, wish I had gone to Afghanistan. Two, wish I had that shit.
Wait, did you go to Iraq? I'm sorry, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I went to Iraq twice.
Okay. Sorry. Look, man, I don't ask you about your stuff because I don't want to trigger like a PTSD type of event and all of a sudden I'm getting shot at.
Triggered PTSD for me playing Halo 3 and fucking Modern Warfare.
And masturbating like incognito, apparently.
Not even incognito, man, out in the open. Nobody cared. Let's see. So No Man's Sky, were you talking about that?
No, actually, I was on my soapbox about how GameStop is a corporate pile of puke because I didn't have your list. I didn't want to actually talk about games without you, and I have to pee. So now guess what you have to do?
Yay. What's up, everybody? How's it going? So I'll actually get into what the question I'm going to ask is. So there will be a prize, and let's make the prize a 3-month Xbox Live time card, right? So Set a time for 3 months. I'll go pick up a card and message somebody the code. Whoever gets this question right. This question is in reference to the video on our page entitled "Fiend and Sleek Orbs, Orbs, Orbs." I would like the first person who can comment on that video, and you have to be an active subscriber so I can message you the code if you win. The first person who can comment how many supers Fiend fires off inside the hull breach while we're there. So again, you have to be an active subscriber. You have to comment on the video, Fiend and Sleek, Orbs, 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 how many supers Fiend fires off in the hull breach. In that specific area. And I'm very nice about this one because I almost was going to make it how many total orbs were created from all 3 people that were there.
There was no way because I know I didn't look at all the orbs, and this is all from my stream.
Well, you can look. It tells you at the bottom left how many orbs everybody creates.
Holy fucking shit! Really?
You just have to sit there and count every time, and it's going to take a lot of hand-eye coordination because there are 3 people throwing supers constantly. That's why I said the question is, how many supers did Fiend fire off in the hull breach on that video? Must comment on that video, must be an active subscriber, so I can message you the code for a 3-month Xbox Live Gold thing.
Yeah. So, No Man's Sky. Granted, this is a PlayStation 4 game, but we'll go ahead and hit on this because haters probably going to get it because it's also going to be a PC game. I'm excited about this game. Kind of like how we were talking about. God damn, what was that game? What the fuck was that game? Oh, Dishonored, where I'm excited for it, but I'm not. Or I'm excited about it, I'm not excited for it, type of thing. Like I want to see what it does. I really hope it comes to Xbox One. I want to see what happens with it. I want to see it. I want to witness it. I'd love to play it, but it's kind of one of those things where it's like I know that it's not on a system that I have, and my little rig here is not going to be able to run it, most likely. So it's kind of one of these things where it's like I'm not putting a lot of interest into it. I want to see what it does in and of itself, and also what it accomplishes in the industry, like almost kind of like the Nemesis system that still hasn't gotten like reused by anybody from Mordor. Now, granted, I fucking hate Mordor, but that's a really interesting system. So I'd like to see that work in other games where you don't get gangbanged. Just saying.
What? You didn't like all the orcs shoving it in every hole you had?
Not when they're making more to shove it in further.
So something I wish, and this would make me buy a PlayStation 4 Neo. Like I would pre-order it. I'd pre-order the console.
Oh, from GameStop?
Even from GameStop.
Holy shit. We are going...
Is if they would make another Onimusha game.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I need to get a rig to be able to stream my old PlayStation 2 because I have Onimusha 3 over here.
You
need
a PlayStation 3.
Yeah. I could probably borrow Scott's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I've been thinking about getting a PlayStation 3 just so I can pick up a copy of Shinobi.
You have to buy a particular one.
I'll buy it.
Okay.
That fucking game is the tits.
Yeah, I'll agree. I'll agree so much. Let's see if this cable will help me do it. I'll agree with you so much that there was a time in my life when I was trying to make it sound like I had something to talk about. I will agree with you so much that I've got that shit like right fucking here. So as long as we've got a system to do it, I've got the game. So there's not any additional cost other than what it costs to be able to get that game, get it streamed, and also set up a mic in front of the two of us so that I could bitch at you.
Oh, yeah, because we can do that one, and we can do it how myself and my buddy Ice Age used to do.
I'm not playing it. You're playing it. I'm just
saying what we used to do is spend all weekend trying to beat the game, see how many times we could beat the game without getting hit once. Whole game. Every level.
Real quick, I'm going to interrupt you. Meme Lord, do you mean in real life or do you mean in a game? So I'll be upfront with you. I don't know an Alex off the top of
You
my
know
head.
who? He might be talking about the division. He got Alex.
Oh, we killed that guy like 80 fucking times
Is
in
that
one game.
is that what you're talking about, Meme Lord? Are you talking about the division? Because I don't know which one Alex was, but I know he's dead.
He was in the first gang.
He
Whatever
was
that
in all. He was in all the gangs.
was. He in all the gangs? I never heard a Cleaner or a Riker or the what was the third group?
I don't know. LMB, Last Man
Yeah.
Battalion. Oh, by the way, Hanzo wants to Destiny after this. If you're down, I actually
Oh,
said I was going to Destiny after this. So yeah,
okay, maybe. I mean, if you don't have anybody else that's like more serious into it that wants to do it, because you know what I'm gonna do.
it's Hanzo. All we're gonna do is fuck around.
Quite possibly. Quite
So
possibly.
we'll talk about it. So let's see. So let's recap real quick, right? So we've hit on Destiny. We've touched on the Division in the Wilderness. I mean, Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands. Um,
Nice.
we've touched on Mass Effect Andromeda, which you are super stoked and about to blow your load about.
Fuck yeah.
Gears of War is I checked the possible list. Gears of War 4 is a possible annoncee for E3 as a TBD date. We talked a lot about VR in the systems. Let's see. What else did we talk about it? Stream the hell out of it. Okay, we can do that.
Okay. Yeah, you got it.
Let's see. What else?
So I've got something that I want to do. Granted, we went down the list of the stuff that's been kind of basically stated will be there. We talked about a few things that have been already announced this week prior to E3. Give me the most out. Wait, you know what? There's one that we didn't talk about. I don't know if it's going to be shown, but that Telltale Batman game. Did we talk
about that?
I'm excited about that, dude. I'm gonna.
Yeah.
I'll buy the season pass.
I sent you the fucking preview for it.
I didn't look at it.
It's good.
Okay, well, I'm going to stay away from it because I've already decided that it's Batman. It's Telltale. I'm going to buy the season pass for it because this is a season pass. This is not.
It is an episodic adventure.
Yeah, this is not a cluster of clothing for Batman. This is an actual, like, episodic thing. But what I'd like to do at this point here is I want your most outlandish fucking prediction for Xbox. Just anything. What in this world, if they announced on the stage, would actually make you take your pinky or your middle or your thumb, I don't know your liking, and jam it straight up your anus out of joy.
Out of joy.
Out of joy.
That is a You should have fucking prepped me with that question before we started. I would have had an answer.
No, I want to put you on the spot.
You're a dickhead.
Damn straight I am. So just to kind of give you an idea of mine, now granted I did talk about this somewhere else, but I'm going to go ahead and talk about it while Ryan preps his brain to give us this answer. And no, you can't steal this one, Ryan. You can't agree with me on it as far as being like, yeah, that's my answer too. Is since they've been doing the backwards compatibility for 360, if they could somehow finagle some fucking way to be able to do backwards compatibility for the Xbox Prime. Now, granted, I don't have a lot of those games, but man, there are some of them that are the greatest fucking things. And especially now, I have that rare collection.
Rare replay?
Yeah, I've got that, and I tried playing Conker's Bad Fur Day in that. And granted, I understand that it's the more vulgar version of it, and that's fine, that's great, but the controls as they break down on a Xbox One controller, those controls don't work. I don't like them. If you can give me access to Live and Reloaded Conker's Bad Fur Day, which was built around basically that concept, then I will definitely play the hell out of it and I'll stream the fuck out of it. I don't care that it's a little cleaned up. I sat down on that game. I was sick one day, but it was like a sickness where I couldn't sleep. I burned through like a huge chunk of the game. I spent like 8 hours playing that fucker in one day.
And
Let's see. Hold on, real quick. Let's see what Hater was saying.
Hater's saying some bullshit. It's Hater.
My TV tuner. That's
Funny
gone.
that we always call him Hater, even though it's just hard tech reviews.
I know, but it was kind of one of these
I
things
didn't
that,
know that until you told me that.
yeah. Well, it stemmed from before I even knew who it was. I just saw HTR. It was like, I'm not going to say your whole fucking name. I'm just going to call you Hater because that's what I was thinking. All right, so you put your hands up like you had your thing.
So the rumor was put out, right? It's already been put out about cross-platform compatibility for whatever game, right? Just to make it a reality regardless of game.
Yeah.
And then it requires publishers and creators to buy in to the technology because the technology currently exists.
Yeah, it does exist. It's just
it does exist, but making it a constant, right? Because I've got friends that have now moved to the PS4 as an exclusive system versus remaining on an Xbox
because of the shit that they did around launch.
Right. And like I've got a buddy of mine who bought COD for the PS4 and won't buy it for the one or won't even play as one anymore unless it's a sports game. Right?
Oh, wait, so he's got a 1 and a PlayStation 4?
Yeah, he's got both.
What a fucking... Okay, I'm sorry.
Hanzo's got both.
Well, that's fine, but Hanzo buys games for both.
Right.
Right.
But,
okay, because I mean,
so does this guy. But at the same time, he was sitting there. He's like, "Do I get it on the one or do I get it on the PS4?" And I was like, "Well, you're gonna play with me. Get it on the one." He said, "No, I'm gonna get it on the 4." I said, "You're a douche." Okay. But if the two companies said, "Let's make this a reality and just then leave it on publishers and creators and design houses to build it into their games," I would take my whole fist, shove it straight up your ass, and use you as a ventriloquist at GameStop to do my pre-order.
Now, hang on a second, because I was responding to a chat. Say the whole thing again, except for the fist in my ass.
If PlayStation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Xbox would allow the cross-platform compatibility on the multi-platform release games, right? If they would open that door.
So here's the thing.
And then leave it but they would have to leave it on the publishers to actually go through the door.
Okay, so here's the thing. Microsoft has basically openly stated that, and they're willing to use Rocket League as God damn it. Yeah.
Yes.
So they've stated that Rocket League is now, did you cough up your drink? Rocket League is now open to play on PC, Xbox. Like, those cross-compatible. Phil Spencer has gone out and said, we would be interested in being able to open up the floodgates and allow other consoles to play with each other's. So,
PlayStation.
Right. They didn't want to name names, but that's the only other really compatible console. I mean, nobody's fucking Wii U. So we're already at a point where you're 50% of the way there of doing what you said.
But since 50% of the way there, and it can still never happen, right?
Agreed. But at least
it's based on the acceptance of the idea from everybody.
Yeah.
And which is really what I'm getting at, right? If we, as a gamer community, from the release of playable content to the consumption of playable content, regardless of personal console, you still have personal console for whatever exclusive games come out.
Exactly.
But on the multi-platform games, and because we talk about this game all the time, fucking think about Destiny for a second, right? It's a PlayStation exclusive. It's got a whole bunch of PlayStation exclusive shit that they get first. Because of fuck their world. What if they went through that door? Okay. Say Rocket League happened, PlayStation jumped in, Rocket League takes off. Destiny's next in line. Okay. How many people do you know right now that play Destiny on PS4?
One.
Well, that's because you have a small circle of friends.
Most of my friends that I have that play Destiny are because of you, Ryan.
I know.
I wouldn't know
But
half these
my
fuckers.
point is that I know people at work. I know what Scott plays it on PS4, right?
That's the one person I'm referring to.
Okay. So Scott, and there's other people that I've known in that, like that I've even just met on the forums when I'm in the companion app that play on PS4. I think games like that, especially open world, persistent world games like that are multi-platform, should be cross-platform. I also believe that every future Assassin's Creed game needs to be cross-platform compatibility, specifically because if they're operating off the premise and the storyline of building a brotherhood, you should be allowed to cross-platform with your friends.
Well, now keep in mind, Microsoft has already said that they're willing to work on stuff to make it so that
Then it's up to Sony. I'm not saying it has to be up to Microsoft. I know Microsoft is down.
Well, that's why I'm saying we're 50% of the way there. I do not want a one console future. I want one where you have your games that you play, like your Call of Duties, your Destinies, your Divisions, where they have that
future anyway. I don't want that either, because that's not capitalism.
Yeah. Well, it's also one of these things where it's like, I understand that if I really want to play a solid JRPG, I need a PlayStation 4 because PlayStation sells in Japan. I don't even think there's a fucking Xbox One available in Japan because they lost out so hardcore last generation. I think they may have launched it there, but with the here's 500. If you guys sell out of that, we'll make 500 more type of thing. But it's one of these things about knowing your market. So I can understand certain games only available on PlayStation and vice versa. Certain games only available on Xbox. But I think it would be neat to see some games that have very similar control components. Let's start with simple stuff like fucking Rocket League. Rocket League is really fucking easy. Let's go ahead and take that, integrate it to where everybody can play together. Now,
You can start with all the MOBAs. You can start with all the arena-based shit.
Well, yeah, okay, the simple stuff where it's it all maps out the same on the controllers, exactly the same. There's no fucking thing that's different between the two. Now, it is one of these things where it's if a game on the Sony end uses that fucking touchpad, you're gonna kind of run into some shit. Excuse me. But there is the possibility to do this. I'm excited that it's there, but I'm also excited as in okay, we might get there. But it's still something where it's it's way off. But I'm glad that the handshake has been presented and we're just waiting to see the release of the grip.
I think long term, it'll be nice to see what happens in the gaming industry. I'm excited for this for E3 in specific because I think this is going to be a pivotal point, right? I'm not necessarily over the moon on anything that is currently pending that we know about, right? So Destiny, whatever. We knew that all knew it was going to be an expansion versus Destiny 2. Everybody knew that. I won't be over the moon for anything about Destiny until Destiny 2 gets prepped and a trailer gets released and we start seeing an announcement for that. And that's going to be dependent on that content, right?
And how it works with Destiny 1.
If it does at all. So that's going to be, my reaction will be tempered based on that because as much as I enjoy that game, I also have a little bit of salt. Not as much as some other people that I know, and not even you. But overall, I'm excited to hear about what happens in the world of gaming come Monday, right? What weren't we expecting that is going to drop? What is going to kick us in the teeth and go, surprise, motherfucker?
Nice. So on that other hand of that, because that's what we do here at the Late Night Enforcers, one of us takes one angle and the other takes the other angle. I'm really fucking concerned about this E3. I'm really fucking scared because so many publishers have pulled out of this E3. Like Nintendo, the only reason why they have a booth is to let people play the next Zelda game. There may be some of the other stuff there, like Pokemon and shit like that, but primarily they've come out and said that Zelda's going to be the big thing. That's what's going to be there. We're not going to do like a big release, a big fucking, what is it, a direct, because they've stopped doing like keynotes. They've just done these direct videos. They may do a treehouse, from what I've heard. Really, Nintendo, I'm not really worried about them anymore. Like, I'm interested to see what happens with the NX, but until they announce another like actual Metroid game, I'm kind of on the fence. Now, granted, I'm buying one here soon from a friend that's selling hers for like $140, so that's a fucking hell of a deal. I can't pass that up. But with now, granted, Disney, you fucking asshole, I can hear that shit. With Disney pulling out of doing it, fuck, there's all sorts of other people pulling out of actually having E3 booths to the point where it's like, are we actually now at the spot where we thought we were a few years ago, where they weren't going to do an E3, and then they realized that the community wants an E3. They need that one central mecca fucking thing, but now everybody else is like, with the internet being as big as it is, we can just fucking tell you what we want at our own time. We can rent out a fucking cheesy theater in the middle of bumfuck fucking Idaho for like $500 instead of this $5 million that we've got to spend to be able to do it during this one particular week. Now, granted, we all are going to have to adjust to whatever they do because it's their money. They're going to do it the way they want to do it, and they'll release the information how they want to. I don't want to see this week go away. I'd like to see E3 become just like Christmas. You don't celebrate Christmas at one fucking place. You just happen to celebrate it around the same time of year, or Christmas, Yule, Hanukkah. Let's kind of put those things together.
I can see E3 going digital completely, right? So you turn it into an announcement where it's all broadcast digitally. There is no centralized location. Everybody logs into like a Microsoft Live meeting thing from their own place. And then they say, here's our preview, blah, this is what we got.
See, now I can agree with you to a certain extent on that. But the one thing that kind of irritates me about the Nintendo Directs is that they don't give you time for like shock. Like if they announce a game that nobody expected, like didn't get leaked, there needs to be that like, holy shit. And what you get with having at least a live audience is like applause or cheers from the journalists that are there that weren't expecting it either. And that gives the person on stage pause to wait. Because I don't want to get punched in the teeth over and over again with, here's a new Crimson Skies, here's a new Conker's Bad Fur Day. You know, I don't want to get surprised with it like bam, 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 bam. You need to show me that. Let's talk about it a minute. Then let's talk about something else. Like, if they go that route, it's going to take a minute for them to kind of figure out how to do it. But I agree with you. That is probably how we're going to go. But it wouldn't surprise me also if they do this. We rented a movie theater in Texas and we sent you tickets. I'm just saying. So I'm excited about it. I'm taking the Monday off. I'm going to be dumping a bunch of shit in the Late Night Enforcers Facebook group. Well, I'll hit up Twitter too. I'll dump a bunch of shit in there. At least the stuff that hits my fancy for Xbox. I'm not really going to focus on PlayStation. I may come back to it as an aftermath and maybe, you know, if stuff is interesting, I'll put it in there because I know there's a couple of people in there that have both systems. So we'll make sure that we've got that content out there. Content. I'm sharing links. That's all I'm doing. But that's going to do it for me on the E3. How about you, Ryan? You got anything else?
I don't got anything else, man. We'll see how the rest of it goes. If you want to follow what Ian is looking at on Monday, I've got the Twitter. Hold on, I'm gonna find it. Wait, there it is.
There you go.
Yay! The Twitter's underneath my name. Make sure you check that out. Again, the question for the contest for anybody who cares to have a 3-month Xbox Live Gold thing, sub to the channel. Watch the video released yesterday. Fiend and Sleek, orbs. How many supers did Fiend fire off in the hull breach? That is key. It's a 20-minute video. We are in more than the hull breach. The hull breach is key. Yeah. Otherwise, next month is my last month of getting new whiskey. After that, I got to figure out what I'm going to do. I'm probably going to go back to K because I miss it.
Okay, I'll allow you to do that for 1 month, but then you're going to have to start buying random whiskeys. I buy random beers, so you're going to have to start buying random whiskeys.
Okay.
Oh, go fuck yourself. Don't give me that excitement.
Whatever. Otherwise, if you're going to be hanging out for a little while and you want to hear us do stupid shit, I'm going to probably load up some Destiny on some Twitch and stream with some crazy people.
Okay, so for that, what you're going to want to do is you want to open up a new tab. You're going to want to go to twitch.tv. I'm a little drunk. You're going to want to go to twitch.tv. You're going to want to look up Sleek Stealthy 85. He's going to be your guy because I got to go smoke and piss and probably rub one out before I join these guys to play some games. But I'm not gonna rub one out. I'm just joking. We're gonna get on there. We're gonna fuck around. I mean, it's literally like I am 3 beers in and I've got a fucking 12-pack sitting in the fridge. I'm not hesitating to drink a whole bunch.
If you didn't get that link, it's all in the description. All of our links are in the description. Facebook's, our Twitches. We both have Twitches. My YouTube, his YouTube. We have a PayPal link there if you'd like to donate to our cause so we can get some better production capabilities because we like doing professional live TV fun stuffs.
I like a backdrop for Ryan.
If you go to mouth.com and you like indie foods and whiskeys of the month and boozes of the month, hit up code LN Enforcers 10. Also in the description is there for 10% off because we do that. Let's see. Is there anything else that you wanted to plug? Because I ain't got shit else.
Look, so I've been around the block a long time, so I'm going to go ahead and plug these guys because I plug us on them. If you're into craft beer and video games, well, if you're here, you're into video games, check out the Super Barley Brothers. We go more into depth on the beers that we're drinking. That's kind of 50% of what 50% of what we try to talk about. We recently also did an E3 video thing that's available on YouTube and or iTunes. Go check that out. Give that a like, a subscribe, whatever. Other than that, if you look up Fiend75002 on any social media, that's probably me. Feel free to hit subscribe, follow, stalk, whatever, and I'll be there for you. So that's all I've got. We're gonna go play some Destiny. Apparently, I got boogers rolling out of my nose, and I'm drunk as fuck. So let's go do this shit.
Let's go fucking shoot some aliens. Go have a cigarette. Catch y'all on the flip side.
Peace!